Hey guys, Sunday Slockars here. We filmed a blog last week, a vlog about the four-lane track, the details about it, and I'm like, this is 5 minutes. It was actually less than 5 minutes. So I ended up deciding to do a sit and talk. I've been talking about doing a sit and talk for a while, so let's just do a little sit and talk here. So as people saw last week, we converted our track into a four-laner. And the first thing I want you to understand is if you're planning on building this, okay, that track, that 19-foot track we posted, all that track, pretty much all of it. There's like some trade-offs here and there, but most of that track, okay, all of it. It's the four-laner. That's what it takes to make this basic four-lane track was that 19-foot track. Consider yourself getting double power taps. You pretty much got to get double lane changers. To be honest, my wife loved it, and I'm gonna post a video clip of her reaction when she first saw this.
Okay, so you want to film a reaction?
Yes, you. I have not told anybody what I'm doing. I just want to. You're gonna react. Come on down.
Oh boy, what's going on?
Oh wait a second. Don't let me trip. It's a four-lane track.
Why? Why? Who else are we racing with?
It doesn't.
Who else are we racing with?
Don't you want to at least try it?
Oh my god.
And now she literally, I can tell you how much she wanted this. Okay, she's like all your wives. You know, she didn't want to have spending a ton of money on these slot cars here, and I never said I was going to expand this track out more. Like I wasn't saying I was going to do it for sure. I was just saying if we wanted to expand it, we need another 124 set. I'll get into that in a second. So of course she's like, well, just let me do the taxes. I'm like thinking ahead, Amanda. I never actually said I wanted to expand it. I just said this is what I was gonna need, and she was just down for it. So whatever, I'll get another 124 set and review it. That's gonna have to wait until after the pandemic. I like signature required. I don't. You know what? Honestly, even if it's not, there's just it's crazy Christmas traffic right now. I just got that bridge from Slot Car Space Solutions. Literally just today. Another reason I'm happy that I waited to vlog because I'll show it later. I'll show when it's all painted up and I'll give a review of it. Thanks again, Slot Car Space Solutions. Check out the Carrera North America group on the Facebook page. I think it's called Carrera Digital NA or something like that. Awesome group. Lots of cool guys. Lots of pictures, posts. I love the community. It's so positive and awesome. Oh yeah, I won. In case you didn't know, they had a contest. I won the second or third or fourth or someplace. Anyway, back on topic. Back on topic. The initial thoughts for the four laner is I love it, and I said a long time ago. I said something like this: if there's one thing we as people tend to do, it's to research something until we find the answer we like. And now let's be real here. Carrera was really trying to push, like all of the manufacturers, just a two-laner. And it was because of, cost and space. It saves you money. Four-lane digital obviously costs a lot more because of just everything I said. You know, even a four-lane analog, the four-lane analog doesn't have to have lane changers. And in a four-lane digital, you need at least probably three double lane changers minimum, just because you'd have to have one for the two to merge the two tracks together, and then two more to kind of switch between the two. And then, optimal would be five or six. That way you have more lane changing opportunities. Because come on, think about it. In a two-laner, do you really want to have just one double lane change? But I will say, I haven't played with this enough to give that kind of recommendation. That's just me spitballing, because maybe three would be enough, because the four lanes means the cars don't have to lane change nearly as much. The initial reaction, right? It's pointless to have four lanes or six lanes or whatever digital, because two lanes is optimum. So people are obviously just going to be sticking to two lanes. But that's not true. And the reason it's not true is because if you're behind a slower car and your only choice is to switch into a suboptimal lane, then that's what you're going to do. Now, there might be that. You might be in that nice little grace princess period, the princess lanes, where you can go to that or to there, because there's a double lane change merging the two, and then there's the two double lane changes past that. But most of the time, that's not what happens. And what makes this track so fun, this four-lane basic, just to put things in perspective, that 19-foot long track I've had, all the other tracks I've had, are not nearly as fun as this. Because there's four lanes, It keeps things super fresh. Like I said, you have to switch to the suboptimal lanes. So you're going to get a new experience a lot of these races, especially with trying to pass and different things. You know, with the 2 lanes, you kind of get the strategy ahead. You get it there, but 4 lanes, my wife says it best. She says it's more chaotic. It's funny because in a sense, I feel less claustrophobic. I don't have to worry about slow people or ghost cars, but in a sense, I do have to worry about like accidents happening. It's a lot of fun. Now, my wife and I are super gamey, okay? Like we are competitive. So I'm gonna tell you in a few months what I think about this. We'll probably switch back and forth between 2 lane and 4 lane. It's plastic track. It's plastic track. So what you should do is change your layouts and have a bunch of fun with your plastic track. But you know, if you're on a budget, right? Don't feel bad sticking to 2 lanes. And also to people who made scenery and stuff with their 2 lanes, yeah, don't you do you, man. You know, people say I'm negative. Don't be negative. But I'm just saying, I was the kind of person that when I'd see a 4-person lane video online, I'd be like, oh, that's pointless. And I'd go through that thing like, 2 lanes is optimal anyway. No, it's not. So here we are, and I have to expand this track out because that's what wifey wants. It's kind of funny. I don't really want to spend the money on doing that. It's like a little reverse wife. You know what I'm saying, guys? You don't have to be the sexist here, but that's pretty much it. Here we are, 6 minutes. I feel like I got a lot of stuff out. Like I said, I got the bridge from Stock Car Space Solutions. Is it? It's like a little cardboard thing. Is it wood? I'm not sure. I'll review that once it's all painted up. My main thing is if you got a 2-laner, look, I'm telling you, listen, please listen. Give a 4-laner a shot. You're probably gonna find like me that it's just a much better way to play. I'm serious. It's I had a pretty big track myself, 19 feet long straight was nothing to scoff at. I don't remember 75, 80 foot. Real sorry, it's gonna make some people butthurt to hear that it's not. I'm telling you, if you haven't tried it, don't be like, oh, that's just your opinion. You must have analog. Look, the thing is, the reason I prefer digital. I'm gonna end this at this point. The reason I prefer digital is because I do not want to have to rotate the lanes. Like we had that HO set, and the thing is, you had to rotate lanes to keep things optimal. It's for those of you who do digital and don't understand what I mean. If a car, even with a 2-lane track, one of those lanes is more optimal. Like it's the better lane. So you can't just once your skills get high, you can't just it'll be pretty even, but someone's always gonna have that advantage. So after like 5-minute heat, you like switch the lane. So like this person would go in this lane, and that person would go in this lane. And if it was a 4-lane track, it'd be like 1, 2, 2, and this one goes back here. So with digital, you don't have to do that because you could switch lanes. You could always take the optimal lane. So even with a 4-laner, it's still good to have a digital setup just because I don't have to do that annoying lane swapping, which I really don't like. I like lane changing. Listen, just trust me on this. My initial impressions is I love it. I will give this track a shot for a few months and tell you how I feel about it at the end. I think I'm being fair. I just want to say, though, this is the only reason I'm making this video. Don't be listening to these Carrera slot or any slot car snoots who are digital saying 2 lanes is all you need. If you really want to have the best bang for your buck, go for a wider lane. Even if it's a simpler layout, having those extra lanes is awesome. Sunday Slot Cars. Talk to you guys later. Subscribe.